It's now up to states to decide whether to allow, ban, or restrict abortion access. And there are questions about the implications of the Supreme Court ruling, like what it could mean for contraception. Newsy national correspondent Mara Sirianni is here to explain. Hey, Mara.
Yeah, Jay, so we saw this almost immediately. A lot of shock and confusion, particularly in those states where there are those trigger laws. So some women, they're concerned about whether their birth control or their Plan B could be in jeopardy. Well, for now, the Supreme Court was clear that the constitutional right to access those contraceptives would remain untouched. The overturning of Roe v. Wade enacted trigger laws in 13 states, in some cases banning abortions immediately, whether done via procedure or medication.
I think a lot of people didn't at all know how this law was going into effect. They didn't know what the kind of parameters of the law were.
In Kentucky, Megan Turner said the decision created confusion, so she immediately took to Facebook to let women know emergency contraception like Plan B is still available.
Some people are trying to stock up on them because of contraceptive failure and, potential contraceptive failure in the future.
Dr. Mary Claire Haver is a board-certified OBGYN practicing medicine in the Houston area. Saturday, she spent more than an hour on live stream addressing questions.
We have a trigger law that goes into effect here in 29 days that virtually eliminates all abortion access.
I'm active on multiple social media platforms, and just the comment section is tens of thousands of comments, from everyone wanting to say their opinion, asking me a question, and I'm doing my best to try to keep up, but it's just impossible.
And she's not alone. A doctor in Austin tweeting her OBGYN received 22 calls for appointments between midnight and 6 a.m. Saturday, showing the desperation for care.
We won't go back! We won't back down! We won't go back!
With abortion access already off the table in some states, Haver says women need to be reminded of their options. Researchers say hormonal implants and intrauterine devices, or IUDs, are both safe, dependable methods of birth control. Another option is Plan B, or the morning after pill, which has a nearly 90% success rate when taken correctly. Birth control, IUDs, and Plan B are all still legal everywhere in the U.S.
Unfortunately, the most utilized forms of contraception, condoms and birth control pills, have a much higher failure rate.
When it comes to medicine, there's a big difference between the abortion pill and emergency contraceptives. According to data compiled by the Guttmacher Institute, more than 90% of abortions take place in the first 13 weeks of pregnancy. More than half are now done with pills, not surgery. But with both options soon to be done away with in Texas and various other states.
The problem for us as physicians is that the legislature gets to determine, and not the physician, when a woman's life is in danger.
It's going to change the way we practice medicine, and it's probably going to delay care in emergency situations while we're weighing these options.
Still, activists like Megan say the fight isn't over.
Reproductive freedom is a choice that shouldn't be in the hands of legislators.
And so while birth control remains legal, 12 states allow some healthcare providers actually to refuse to provide services related to contraception. Now, the Supreme Court decision that overruled Roe does not indicate the court would revisit past decisions about birth control. However, Jay, at this point, we know that one justice, that is Justice Clarence Thomas, has said he would welcome challenges to that in the future.
It is just simply remarkable, the ripple effects from this one very monumental ruling by the Supreme Court. Thanks, Mara.